let's get ready. So these are like my last moments in West Palm Beach. So I'm letting my hair air dry right now because I'm gonna do it after. So I thought, why not just save some time, let it air dry. Start my makeup. I'm gonna start by priming with this. Also, how cute is the room? How good is the lighting? I got upgraded to a corner room. So I get so much sunlight, which is so great. So this morning I went out because my last day, honestly, last night I was crying. I called to change my flight, but I had booked just like the basic fare because to me, booking a basic fare is better because I don't really bring in a carry-on. I only bring like a personal item and then I check a bag. And so for me, it's just better to pay for the bag separately. And so that's what I did. It just comes out much cheaper. But I couldn't modify my flight. I should have. Next time I'll know. I need to book for at least 7 nights. 6. What am I doing with 6 nights? And last night I was crying. I didn't want to go. Didn't want to go back to my life because I truly, for me, it's not necessarily the traveling that I like. I think it's more so that I'm in a stage of my life where I just want to create a life for myself somewhere else. And so that's what traveling is for me. And here, like in Florida, I really like it. I really did like West Palm Beach and Palm Beach. So yesterday I was kind of freaking out, like I didn't do enough, I didn't see everything. And also I'm like worried because I'm showing you, like I'm bringing you in the vlogs and stuff, and I'm like, I didn't even show them anything exciting. But I have to remind myself, like, this trip is for me doing things like, yes, I love sharing it, but also maybe some of you also will like that I'm not doing anything crazy, and that I'm showing you that you can decide to go travel by yourself and just do little things, because not everybody likes to do crazy stuff while traveling. So that's why, if that's more, I think maybe you will relate to my travel vlog. So yeah, I didn't do anything crazy. Today I went to see the beach and I had my sneakers on the beach because it was about to rain. And so, I didn't even swim in the ocean, but it's just because for me, going at the beach is something that I more so want to do if like the hotel has a beach, So yeah, in this video, I kind of just wanted to talk about my tips, I guess, on how to travel solo, most importantly as a woman maybe, and just like a few tips and tricks that I've learned how to like save money while traveling. I should not be a person that gives saving advice, because I clearly, when I'm on a trip, I'm like, oh, I don't care. And then I'll use the Dior foundation. I really love this foundation. I'm not gonna use too much, just a little bit. Yeah, so I wanted to share with you my tips on how to travel on your own as a woman, especially, and especially if you're not a backpack kind of girl. I feel like, I think we've all met, like, let's say like at work or I don't know, school or something, girls who were solo travelers, but they're more like, they love the backpacks, they'll stay in hostels, they're super friendly, or like, but we're not all like that, that when I thought about solo traveling or like backpack traveling, I was like, no, thank you. No, thank you. For me, what I really enjoy doing is just exploring a new city, but doing regular kind of things in a city that's just much better than mine, pretty much. I mean, I think I've said, like, I would really love to move to Florida. And so for me, coming here is just like, okay, this could be my life. And I'm, I am trying to make it happen. It's not easy coming here. This is what it's giving me the motivation to figure it out and actually make it happen, because I'm just at a state of my life where I'm like, okay, I don't like my city. I've never liked my city, no offense to my city, I'm happy there, like I still have a beautiful life, I have friends, I have my family, but it's just not the life that I want for myself when I'm there. And so when I'm here, I just have a bit of a taste of what my life could be, going on my hot girl walks, doing my little shopping, doing just simple things that make me happy, because I'm someone who, I do like routine. So that's what I mean, where I'm not like the typical traveler, because I do enjoy a routine. So for me, it takes, that's why 6 days is not enough, 6 nights, because I need enough time to make myself at home in the environment. And then I'm like, okay, because I do love the feeling of having a home, like feeling at home. And so that's why I feel like I can sometimes go through so many emotions while I'm traveling. And it's like, okay, why are you feeling weird? Like, if it's because I'm like anticipating when it's time to go back and I'm just starting to feel like at home and I'm like, I don't want to go back now. So roller coaster of emotions, I'm telling you. Tip number 1, how to travel alone. And like I said, specifically women, because I feel like, well, first, it might not be like considered as safe, or maybe a lot of us, like, maybe it's not like a girl like me that you expect that likes to travel solo. You know what I mean? And so if you can kind of relate to that, then I think this will be helpful. Number 1 is to just do it. Just let go of the fear of like, oh my gosh, not even like, is it safe? We're not even talking about that yet. Just about like doing it for yourself. Just because when you realize that you have free will and you can do pretty much anything that you want, sometimes I just feel like this morning I was eating breakfast. I was all by myself, you know, eating breakfast. It was sunny outside, and I just had this feeling of feeling lucky. I was like, oh, I'm so lucky that I get to experience this, you know? Like, I'm young, relatively young. I don't have kids, so I don't have to go as hard. I am single. I have a job that allows me to do things, you know, like I just felt really, really lucky that I got to do that. And so if you're in a position where you can, even like, you don't even need to spend that much money, which I'll touch on that in a second, but it's not even about, let's say, the money. You can do like a small trip, you know, you can find ways to do something that's going to be more reasonable. But I just felt so lucky that I got to experience that. And I'm like, wow, like I'm really lucky, because not everybody gets to do that, because not everybody maybe thinks that they can, but you can. We can all do that. And so let go of the fear of looking weird for going somewhere on your own. You know, just if you have like the feeling to do it, honestly, just do it. And I think you'll be really proud of yourself. And when you figure things out on your own, I think that it definitely helps with your anxiety. I used to be definitely more anxious, and I do think that traveling on my own helped me out a little bit. I definitely, you know, still get anxious and stuff, but I think it helped. Now for the money thing, so to give you an idea, like first of all, Florida is one of the, like Fort Lauderdale Airport is one of the cheapest airports to land in. You can get flights for really, really good deals. So I really like Porter. They often have 20% off. Like once you sign into the website, you don't even need to sign in. You just go on their website. I always book, by the way, through an airline's website. I don't go through Expedia. I don't go through, I don't know, something else. I always book directly because I just feel like I'm getting the better price, I think. So yeah, I just, you know, I have an account with Porter, and so I sign in, and they often have like 20% if you book by this date and you travel within these dates, you get a 20%. And so that's what I did for this trip. I got 20% off my flight. And to give you an example, like flight back and forth, Ottawa to Fort Lauderdale, $419 with tax and luggage. I paid for my luggage. So of course it's not like $100, but like it's really good, you know. So you can start with a smaller trip like that, you know, something that is not gonna be like, for me, Europe, you know, I've been to Europe with my family, but I haven't been on my own. It kind of scares me. Also, for me, like, you know, my phone works here. I have like a plan for the US, and so I know as soon as I land, like, I'm fine. It's like I'm home. Like my phone works. I don't have to connect to Wi-Fi. You know, my Uber works. Like everything works. And so Europe, I'm just not as familiar. And so for me, I just feel like I need to go more with other people. Maybe at first, I'm sure I could figure it out, but going to Europe on my own kind of stresses me out a little bit more. Also, a flight to Europe, I was looking at the flights and it's like $1,700. I'm like, oh, okay. You know, in the summertime, like flights to Europe in the summer are crazy expensive. Like the Euro summer people, I don't know when they book the flights, maybe in advance, or I don't freaking know. But if you want to take a trip, you know, start with something small. You can start with something big as well. Go on your own. Like, don't wait for people, because if you wait for people constantly, you know, it's gonna take a while. It's difficult also to make schedules work for everybody. And so if you like to do, especially like simple things, if you like to shop around, if you like to walk around, if you like to just enjoy your time, I don't know, maybe you make TikToks and you like filming your TikToks. Maybe you like a certain type of food that you can go and explore. Start with just going to another city. Let's say for me, this winter I went to Toronto. It was like a 4-hour, you know, drive. And then I was in a new city and you experience something new. So I recommend maybe start small and just go to a place that you really want to go. Okay, now my next tip is kind of related to also the saving money. So for me, I always love, I'm a Hilton girl, I'm a Hilton Honors, I'm a gold member. But the thing is, I always book, you know, within Hilton hotels, because first, there's so many brands that are part of Hilton. All of your stays, they accumulate points, and then eventually like you move up from status to status. And like with this room, when you're a gold member, you get like a food credit in certain in the US. It's a food credit. It's $15 per day that, you know, you just get to spend, but in Canada and Europe as well, it's free breakfast, so that's pretty good. You're saving quite a bit of money there. But also, you know, yeah, like I said, with the points, like if they would have said yes to change my flight for tomorrow, like leaving Sunday and like leaving a day later instead, I would have booked an extra room with my points actually. And so, you know, it would have been like a free night to do some powder. This is really like when I want my makeup to look good, I will do this powder. Honestly, so good. This is the Givenchy, the pink one. I really, really like it. Okay, but then also, while booking with Hilton, I prefer staying in a hotel from a reputable brand, from a reputable, you know, Hilton is really reputable. They have so many different brands, from super affordable, like airport hotels, to like the, you know, super luxurious, like the Waldorf is a Hilton. I just feel safe. Whether I'm in a Hampton Inn or I've stayed in a Conrad before, I've always felt extremely safe, because the standards are still going to be the Hilton standards. And so I've always felt really, really safe at the hotel. You know, I know they're not gonna fraud my card. I know they're not gonna just walk in the room, not knock, and just open the door, which, by the way, always put the lock on your door, you know. But I've honestly never had an issue with like the staff from a hotel. And like I said, I've stayed in fancy Hilton hotels, and I've stayed in just regular airport suburban Hilton hotel, like a Hampton Inn, a Garden Inn, you know. And so that would be my tip. Just know that the employees, I'm gonna feel safe around them. Like, of course, there's always crazy people everywhere, but as far as like company goes, like I feel safe. And even Hilton, it's not like a boutique brand obviously, but they have like a boutique hotel kind of collection. The Curio collection is probably my favorite, and they have really cute like boutique-y hotels, and so you get like the best of both worlds. The one that I was staying at in Delray was actually like a Curio, which is like has a really nice boutique feel. And so stay in a reputable brand. You know, if you like Marriott, stay in Marriott. You know, again, they have so many different brands. You know, Marriott also has the Ritz, it has Sheraton's, you know, 4 Points. I think 4 Points is, yeah. And so, you know, again, Marriott has so many different brands, like different levels of luxury. But I know Marriott is also like a very reputable, I mean, I feel like the two biggest competitors, I guess, is like the Marriott and the Hilton. I've never had a problem with staff of hotels, and I've stayed in definitely a couple of hotels. Never had a problem. I did have a problem though, this stay actually, with somebody in the hotel. Obviously that was not the hotel's fault, so you can't prevent everything, but at least to know that the employees, the security of the hotel is going to make you safe is already like a really big thing. And definitely research the area you're gonna be staying at. I'm not an Airbnb kind of gal. I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm not an Airbnb kind of gal because I wouldn't feel as safe in them. I don't know. And also, I love the hotel experience. It is what it is. I've been also kind of liking this brush from Mario to do the powder a little bit. It like doesn't pack on as much. Okay, now this blush has been like my kind of new favorite recently. It's from Lancome in Make It Pop. I feel like I always talk about the same products. I'm sorry. Once I'm stuck on something, it's like the only thing I'm gonna talk about. It's like that in my life, like with topics, like right now in my life, what do you think people keep hearing about? Me moving to Florida. That's all I can talk to them about. But yeah, I get stuck on things and I stick with it. What can I say? I'm a girl of I'm a simple gal. Anyways, okay, what is my next tip? Okay, when you're going to be traveling by yourself, you have to understand that you're not going to be able to do everything. You're not going to be able to experience everything. And so you need to let go of that pressure that you're putting. And I need to say that to myself, that your trip is not going to be perfect. You know, you're not going to have all the cute Instagram pictures of other people taking, you know, I've taken definitely my tripod around, and I've taken pictures of myself. I think it just depends on environment, but you know, here, like, I really didn't take that many pictures of myself, and that's okay. I didn't get to wear all of my cute outfits because I didn't necessarily do all the fancy dinners that I thought. Because when you're alone, I think that you should focus on the day. Focus on the day. Nighttime can be slightly lonely, so you just have to be prepared for that. But you know, if you're doing a girls trip, like yesterday, I was at the pool upstairs. It was about 8:39. I was just looking, you know, at the sun setting. Then some girls came. They were all dressed up, looking really nice. They came to me. They were like, "Hey, can we bother you? Ask for a couple of pictures." I was like, "Yes, of course." I took a few pictures of them, and I was like, you know, that's nice. You know, they're probably going out. They all look good. And me, I was just in my little tennis skirt from the day, and I was gonna go shower and in my room, you know. So, but I'm also okay with that. But you have to be prepared for that because you might see people doing things around, be like, oh, you know, but it's okay. There's girls trips, there's family trips, and then there are trips that you do solo. And it's something that I also have to tell myself, you know, this is a solo trip. It's not the same experience. You know, I didn't get dressed up to go out to restaurants every single night. I did a few times, but it's not the same vibe, and it's okay. Sometimes when you're on a solo trip, you have this weird like pressure that you're putting on yourself to like talk to people, because that's what people always say. Oh, traveling by yourself is so great. You meet all these people. You don't have to meet people. It's fine. I'm not the most friendly person. Not that I'm not. I don't want to say that I'm not friendly. That's not what I mean. But I'm not the most outgoing. I always say like I'm super friendly, but you kind of have to talk to me first for me to then be like friendly. I think it's too strong. Is it too strong? Would it be better if I did it here? If you're telling me that the lighting would have been so much better the whole time here, I'm gonna lose my mind. I don't know. So yes, it's not because you're alone that you need to go. Don't put yourself any weird pressure that because you're traveling by yourself, this is your time to now meet people and be friendly and like be somebody that you're not. If you're not the overly friendly, overly kind of friends with everybody type of person at home, it doesn't mean that you have to be like that because now you're on a trip. It's totally okay to have a chill night. And I think, again, something I have to remind myself, I need to not make myself feel bad that like I didn't do anything crazy, or you know what I mean. Okay, this is the Cocoa from, no, Brick, sorry, from, I haven't used this in so long. When I do my makeup on camera, I always look like a clown. We're gonna take this brush and kind of pat this in. Too much blush, so I'm just gonna go over. I'm kind of out of moisturizer. I'm out of Do you see the mask kind of? I'm out of setting spray. Oh my gosh. So let me go grab what I have left of my setting spray. My eye is not even the same, but it's okay. Okay, let's save my makeup with a little bit of setting spray. Let's go back to the tips. If you're gonna be dating, okay, I'm gonna give you a tip if you're gonna be dating. If you're gonna be dating, I mean, as in your city, you have to be careful. I did not go on a date during this trip, by the way, but if you're gonna be dating, because I definitely think there's a TikTok going around of like, book the flight, your husband is not in your city, and it's not about traveling to meet somebody. It's about getting out of your experiment, maybe feeling so much happier in a new city and radiating. Like when I'm away, I don't know, something about me, I don't know, like it's different. Like people definitely treat you different. Like not that people treat me badly at home, but like people have been so nice to me here, giving me random compliments on the street, and I think it's because I'm just a bit more happy here and just going on about, you know, whatever, you know, doing my little thing. And so yeah, so I do think that maybe like attracting love in a new city is definitely possible. Mascara, I've been really loving this, the Lash Paradise. I feel like it took me a couple of uses to really get it to work really nicely, but now I really love it. So as you know, first time that I came to Florida on a solo trip, I ended up meeting my ex-boyfriend. And the way that it happened, I never really talked about it because in the beginning, I didn't want to talk about, like, you know, it was new. And anyways, so I'm just gonna use that as an example for how you could date maybe. So we did meet on a dating app, and you know, back then I was using dating apps. Use your same discernment as you do at home, you know? And so that's what I was doing. And so like, don't date differently though because you're in a new city. Like keep your standards the same, keep everything the same. You just don't want to meet with random guy, like you don't want to do that. And so I mean, it really depends what you want to do. I'm just speaking for myself. So anyways, what I had done back then is you know, he had asked me out, I said yes, and then I had let him pick the place. However, and I said yes. However, I knew in the back of my mind, the day of, I was gonna be like, hey, I'm actually quite tired. I'm actually quite tired. Do you think that, you know, I had a long day. Do you think that we could meet instead at the bar, you know, at my hotel, in the lobby of the hotel? You know, there's a cute bar. He answered yes. Why did I do that? Is because it was too much for me mentally, having to prepare myself. I'm in a new city. I don't know the restaurant. I don't know anything. Having to take like, it was too much for me, like mentally, and going to meet a stranger, and I'm on a trip. And so I really rather do that at my hotel. And again, depending on the kind of hotels that you stay, there's always a bar. There's always going to be a bar in the lobby. And because I feel really safe in my hotel, I know that I'm good. I know if the date doesn't go well, I'm good. You know, everything is going to be fine. There's great security at my hotel. So I don't really have anything to worry about. Now, why didn't I propose that before? Why did I let him pick a place first and maybe make a reservation? Is because I don't want to let that linger in a guy's mind that he's coming to my hotel. Because the only reason we're coming to my hotel is for me to feel more at ease. Is not because it's a booty call, you know what I mean? But so I don't want to let that in a guy's mind for too long. I just want it to seem like a last minute thing. And so is this the best way to do it? Probably not, especially if the guy's making reservation. But at the same time, if he's not willing to change plans last minute, maybe he's not the one for you. So that's what I did, and personally, it worked out great for me. So if I had to do that again, this is exactly how I would proceed. I would do the exact same thing, to be honest. Because yeah, I'm not trying to go far in a city that I don't know. But also, I do like to let the guy take initiative. And so that's why I did let him pick the place, you know? And then I said yes. And I didn't want to be picky and be like, oh no. It was just a last minute thing. Like, I'm super tired today. I had a long day, so. Do you mind if we do that? I actually think I'm quite funny, so. Let me know if you try this little technique. You know, it worked out great. So yeah, anything else that I wanted to say? Very important. On a solo trip, I would definitely focus more on the days. I started talking about that earlier and then I just focus on the days, because the days are where you can really get, so try to go to bed early and wake up early so you get the most out of your day, because at night it might be slightly boring. Some nights you might have an amazing night. On the first night that I actually went out to dinner, ended up meeting these guys that were very nice, and they made me feel really at ease, you know, at the restaurant, because I was just sitting at the bar. And so I did end up spending the evening kind of with them, and it was great. But like I said, I didn't go and meet them somewhere, you know, it was not that kind of thing. Like, it was just I happened to meet them at the bar. One of the guys gave me his seat. We were just chatting, you know, and so that was great. So meeting people that way can be great, but don't just meet random people on the street and be like, hey, meet us up later. No. I feel like no. You don't have to do that. But if it's very organic that way, then yeah. Anyways, so what I wanted to say is that's very rare that it's gonna happen, you know? And so focus on the days, wake up early, have breakfast in the morning, you know, go for a walk, go, I don't know, at the beach. Maybe you do like to go at the beach, go at the pool, do some shopping, you know, do all that, and maybe go for like a little happy hour at your hotel or at a restaurant nearby, and then it's gonna be more lively. But at nighttime, I've noticed, like really late at night, especially if it's during the week, you know, because if you're here for a week, you're gonna spend a Monday or Tuesday, you know, out. Mostly gonna be couples, you know, out later at night. On a Friday, like today's Friday, I'm probably gonna go upstairs, eat later, probably around 8. What time is it? It's almost 6. So, you know, like tonight I will go eat maybe later at like 8, because I have a couple things to do to film. But for the most part, I think try to go earlier, like happy hour. Try to go in just your same clothes. You don't need to do the whole getting ready, which is what I did in the beginning. And then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna, you know, not do that as much. And I feel like when you're a bit more spontaneous, you end up having a better time, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, try to enjoy the day as much as possible, because the nighttime, it's just a bit more lonely, but then it's okay because you can go to bed early and wake up early and enjoy the day. So finally, for the lips, because I feel like I need to add some color to my lips. I pretty much got all the colors of the lifter glaze from Maybelline. This is the shade Cherry Swirl, and I thought it was going to be too red. In the summer, I love a little pop of red on the lips, especially if it's not too opaque. It's just like, I don't know, it just gives like a fun kind of flirty look, you know, especially like to go with the dress. I think this is gonna be so cute. So I'm just gonna, okay, but I will do just a little bit of Wherever Walnut, just because I feel like it, I was gonna say frame, but it shapes my lips a little bit. Peach Quench. It's like I have too much makeup on for the lip. I feel like that lip looks better when I don't have a lot of makeup on. Hopefully I gave you great tips. I mean, I don't know, it was kind of all over the place, but yeah, I think, you know, it's quite recent. In my 20s, I didn't travel because I thought you needed a boyfriend to travel. I was like, when I have a boyfriend, I'll want to travel because it's gonna be nice. But you can't wait, you know, you can't wait like that. And so just do it now. And who knows, maybe your husband is in a different city. So that's what I started telling myself. And again, you're not traveling for that. I realized that like life life is long, but life is short. And if you want to do something, for me, I would really, really like to move somewhere else. And so I need to try different places and see where I feel more at peace and more at home. And so yeah, I'm just like trying to build a new life somewhere else, basically. Anyways, I really enjoyed it here. It's like pretty, it's like city, not as busy as Miami. I think Miami is definitely, you know, my favorite, but here was really beautiful. I would not live in Del Rey. And again, Del Rey was beautiful. But yeah, that's kind of why I'm traveling. And so, you know, just find your reason why you're traveling. For me, it's to find a new place to live, kind of, and be like, oh hey, like seeing something else and being like, oh, this is the life that I want. Because sometimes if you stay sheltered in your own little world, you don't really know what you're missing. You don't know what you're missing. And so that was me my whole 20s. I didn't know what I was missing. Even though my whole childhood, I was like, I'm gonna move to New York, I'm gonna move to LA. And then as I got to my 20s, things felt more realistic, and so I lost my dream kind of moving. But now my dream is back. And so yeah, anyways, I will be back once I do my hair. So yeah.